bit of a hailstorm came through. This does not bode well for a weekend of getting stuff done. It's Friday, though. A lot can happen in a day. It's Alaska. If you don't like the weather, just wait a day. If you don't like the weather, just wait a half an hour usually, and it changes. Chilly morning this morning. Had a little bit of ice on the ground. Warming up the truck now. Had all that rain yesterday. All right. Today, I'm actually making raised garden beds. Headed to the orange store now. We'll do a quick trip to the dumps on the way into town because I had to get some stuff cleaned up. I've got 4 days left of work. And then I'm on vacation. My daughter arrives. I work Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And then my youngest daughter and my granddaughter arrive on Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. So I'll be spending the night up in Anchorage. I rented a hotel for us. Pick her up at the airport because if I'm working, I'm up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm not making that drive back down. So I'll pick Rosie and Ashley up on Wednesday. And then I am on vacation for the next 2 weeks. So yeah, they'll be here for a week. And then on the 11th, we're flying back down to California. And my oldest daughter, Brianne's getting married. So we'll be flying down to California. We'll be doing the wedding down there. And I'll be coming back. And I get back to the state on the 17th. So I've got like 3 or 4 days off before I have to go back to work. Early vacation for me. I'll tell you the last time I went on a vacation in June. I don't think I ever have. It's gorgeous out today, though. Let me flip the camera around and show you what we got for a sky. A little bit of blue sky going on. Some clouds mixed in. Got a lot of rain so far this spring. Alrighty, next time you guys will probably hear my voice will be towards the end of the video when I explain what I did today. Sam. How you doing, buddy? I need some bluegrass music. Last time I tried to do that, I got a copyright strike, which is not the end of the world. I just blanked the music out. You guys actually didn't get to hear what I was listening to. Went out and bought some new headphones that go over the ear because the other ones I have kept falling out. So hopefully these are all charged up. Let's see if we got some music. Todd just sent me a message. He's fishing, and he sent me a message this morning. He goes, "If you get a chance, can you switch the propane tank for my mom?" Of course, as soon as I leave, it runs out, and his mom's up, and he went down to go camping and fishing overnight down south, down at Deep Creek, and I'm all sure walked over there and changed it out, and then she wasn't home, so I just told her, let her know if there's any issues. I'm home all day, so I'm more than happy to go over there and hook it up. That's what's awesome about living here, is the people are so cool. So I've decided that these raised beds are going to be 4 feet by 8 feet because that's like the easiest thing that I could come up with dimensionally, you know, in my head. So basically think a sheet of plywood, and I could easily get to the entire bed by either side, but it's also short enough so that I could walk from, you know, this side of the bed to this side of the bed just by going 4 feet in either direction. It's just a laziness thing for me, and it's going to be a pretty simple design. So each one of these, right, these are 2 by 8s. Each one of these is actually 7.5 inches, so it'll be 15 inches tall. For those of you thinking that that might not be tall enough for a raised bed, I'll go ahead and I'll show you a picture right here of the raised bed that I built for the potatoes the first time around, and I got a ton of potatoes out of those. So I'm not concerned about them being too shallow. I'm going to build 2 raised beds right now. One's going to be for potatoes, and one's going to be for onions and or whatever down the road. Then I'll probably build a third one. When my daughter gets here, I'll let her build one with me. And it'll be a taller one, so it'll be like 3 2 by 8s high. And that one I'll use for carrots, because carrots will need a little bit deeper. I've never had success with carrots in my life. I'm going to give it a try again. It just drives me insane. But I figured I'd knock these out, get them ready to go, and hopefully I won't have any issues. I tried to pick the best 2 by 8s I could, but looking here, I'm seeing that I've got some of these with a couple of cracks on the ends, so I might make those the long pieces instead of the short pieces. And I'm going to have to fire up the generator for the chop saw. So let me get some music going here. What are we doing, Chickie Chicks? Inches. 2.5-inch boards means they're 3 inches each. I probably should do 1.5 inches as well, so I know where the center of both boards are. I'll tell you what, these guys who use speed squares for a living make it look easy. My brain doesn't always go that way. What I'm going to do here to make this a little simpler on the install is I'm going to pre-drill 3 holes on each board that's going to go into the main long panel. And then that way I'm sure I'm dead center on all of that stuff over there. So I'll get all these marked off, and then I'll get them all drilled, and then I think we'll probably try and put them together. I might take a 5-minute break. It's starting to sprinkle a bit here. I don't really care about that. It doesn't matter. But, you know, like I said, we'll get everything dialed up, ready to go, and then we'll haul it all down to the garden, and I'll probably pick the flattest spot of the garden to put them together. And then I'll kind of position them where they're going to go. I bought a new round bed shovel because I didn't have one. I did, but I gave it to Jim over at Woolly Rhino Adventures when he was trying to get his property all situated, and he's had it now for 1.5 years, so I just bought a new one. Let him have that one. Cool. All right, that's done. It's going to be 2 of these high on each side. So 4 2x8 by 4 foot for each one of those raised beds. Nice. All right. Let's try the 2x4 trick again. I think that'll be fine. I put one right next to it over here and give myself the same gap. I'll get the second one built and then I'll show you what I got there. Do some shovel work and get it kind of leveled out. I'm not worried about it being perfectly level, but then they'll be set where they're at. I've given myself plenty of room to walk around here on both sides, and then I've kept it a little bit off the fence line. So that, you know, the green isn't sticking through the fence. If anything grows. Knock on wood. All right, so go over a few things here. I made these out of 2x material, and the reason why I went with 2x material is because 1x is just way too flimsy. I wanted these things to last a while. I did not use pressure treated wood anywhere in here because even though the way that they treat pressure treated wood now is not as bad, I think it's like copper anodite or whatever that they use. It's not as bad as it used to be. I still didn't want to take any risks with it. You know, if I get 5 years out of these things, basically I'll be extremely happy. So each one cost me roughly about $100, so if you figure 5 years, $100 means 20 bucks a year for the beds. I like the height of them, although I do want to put a couple of more smaller raised beds in here. Those will have a different dimension to them, I'm pretty sure. But these should last me for a while. These should last me as long as the garden's in this location, I would think. What I'm going to do now is go through and clean up the path between them, the path on the back side over there, and then I'll wait to fill them up when the gardening party gets here, which is later on this week. Wednesday. My daughter and my granddaughter will be up here, and we'll be planting potatoes and we'll be planting onions in both these beds. So one will be potatoes, one will be onions. I don't know how much of the bed I'm going to use, so if I have any left over, maybe we'll find another crop to go in there as well. And then probably going to try and talk my daughter into building the beds I want to use for carrots, which are going to be a little bit smaller than this. They'll probably be about half the dimension of this. So see if she wants to learn how to do it, and then she can go ahead and do it when she gets home too. She can build her own raised beds down there. But yeah, overall, I'm generally happy with how these turned out. They're very, very sturdy. I'll break up the ground a little bit in here. I'll build up some ground around the outside edge, and then I'll probably put a layer of the dead branches and stuff that I have in there on the bottom, just to start the fill up on these, because they're going to take quite a bit of soil if I don't. But we'll get on that when I'm ready to fill the beds next week. Thank you guys for watching. As always, I'm Sean in Alaska. Have a great week. Nice. I like those. Those will work.